What you need to know about Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. And don't worry, this isn't just another one of those videos that talks about his obsession with ice cream and aviator sunnies.
It's a heck of a thing after all these years to be known for two things: sunglasses and ice cream.
Although, to be fair, he's got no one to blame for that but himself.
My name is Joe Biden and I love ice cream. I've been wearing these since I've been 15 years old. I'm an ice cream guy. Is the ice cream down that way?
Joe Biden is about more than just sunglasses and sweets. He's also really old. That might sound like a dig, but he is actually the oldest person ever to be elected as the President of the United States. Not only that, he's also the record holder for the most votes scored in a US presidential election. But more importantly, at least if you ask me, he'll be the first president to have a rescue dog in the White House, his German Shepherd Major. Okay, all jokes aside, let's start at the beginning. Joe Biden was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania, all the way back in 1942. As a kid, he was a pretty big fan of sports, but he didn't have the easiest time at school. He had a pretty intense stutter and was given a hard time by other kids. To get through it, he practiced poems and speeches in the mirror. And now, as an adult, he's actually helped others who are going through the same thing.
Without Joe Biden, I wouldn't be talking to you today. About a few months ago, I met him in New Hampshire.
Don't let it define you. You are smart as hell. Now you really are. You can do that. Can I get a phone number for you and I can tell you what I used to do?
He showed me how he marks his addresses to make them easier to say out loud. So I did the same thing today.
In his late 20s, Biden started working as a lawyer and then decided to get into politics with the Democratic Party, eventually running for and winning a seat in the Senate. Unfortunately, shortly after his win, Joe Biden received some tragic news. His daughter and wife had died in a car accident, and his two sons were in hospital. Biden thought about turning down the job completely so he could focus on looking after his boys, but politicians in Washington, D.C. helped change his mind.
They convinced me to stay. Just stay 6 months, Joe. Remember, Danny? Just stay 6 months.
This is when Biden picked up the nickname Amtrak Joe. To make sure he'd get to see his boys every day, Biden would take a 3 to 4 hour round trip on an Amtrak train from his home in Delaware to Washington, D.C. Joe Biden eventually remarried in 1977 to Jill Jacobs, and they had a daughter, Ashley Biden.
I've said many times, no man deserves one great love in his life, let alone two. But I've known two. After losing my first wife in that car accident, Jill came into my life. She put our family back together.
So, what do we know about Joe Biden, the politician? Joe Biden is seen by many as a moderate politician on the left wing of politics, and throughout his 50-year career in public service, he's built up a bit of a reputation as a nice guy.
Everybody loves Joe.
Everybody loves Joe.
Joe Biden, I love you! I love you!
Biden's even made friends with a bunch of people from the opposing Republican Party.
He's a good and decent man, and it has been a great privilege to call him my friend.
You've been a real friend, and it's been an honor to serve with you.
If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem. He's the nicest person I think I've ever met in politics.
Biden's ability to make friends with the opposition has also earned him a reputation as a deal maker. Over the years, he's been able to convince Republicans to cross party lines and support bills made by the Democrats, like the economic relief package in 2009, which helped people that were struggling after the financial crisis. He's also been historically passionate about America's role as an active leader and role model in world politics, speaking up about issues in other countries like South Africa's racist apartheid policy in the 80s.
Damn it, we have favorites in South Africa. The favorites in South Africa are the people who are being repressed by that ugly white regime.
Or calling for the US to get involved in conflicts happening in other countries, like in Bosnia and Herzegovina in the 1990s.
We're told we're not taking sides. I'm here to take sides. Mladic is a war criminal.
Like pretty much every politician, Joe Biden's political career hasn't always been smooth sailing. He's copped criticism over the years for some of the things that he said or the decisions that he's supported, like the 2003 invasion of Iraq, or for bills that he's helped write, like the 1994 crime bill, which critics say unfairly impacted minority communities. And of course, he's no stranger to gaffes, something the internet will never let him forget.
All men and women created by go. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know what I mean. You know the thing. You know what I mean. Come on, man.
You may not know this, but 2020 is actually the third time that Joe Biden has run for president. And the reason that you probably don't know this is because the first 2 times didn't go very well. Biden only scored about 1% of the delegates' votes each time.
I've concluded that I will stop being a candidate for President of the United States.
But at least with his second run in 2008, it ended up with Barack Obama picking him as vice president. During Obama's 8 years in charge, the two became good friends.
Which you like better, these or these?
Joe, they're the same.
They capture different moods.
Towards the end of their time together, President Obama surprised Joe Biden with the Medal of Freedom.
I am pleased to award our nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
He even read a eulogy at the funeral of Biden's son, Beau, who died of brain cancer in 2015.
That's what our country was built on. Men like Beau. That's who built it. Families like this.
Fast forward to 2020 and Joe Biden has finally scored himself a go at the top job.
The people of this nation have spoken. We've won with the most votes ever cast on a presidential ticket in the history of the nation.
Right now, one of his main priorities will be helping America get through the COVID crisis. Whatever the next 4 years holds for the 46th President of the United States, it's clear that Joe Biden has a big job ahead of him. Thanks for watching. I assume if you've made it this far, you enjoyed the video, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We've got plenty of other explainers just like this one on our channel, plus a whole lot more planned, so don't miss out.